Hi, moms and dads and families. I got a request from some of you to kind of do some parent videos and I guess, just talk to you guys because I know this whole distance learning is a big transition and it's a big weight. My daughter is 2, she's in preschool. And so, as you know, education is important to me. And so she's been learning Spanish, colors, numbers, talking. And even though she's young, teaching her through play and just the foundations is super important to me. So while I teach your kids, someone was always teaching my daughter, but now she's at home with me at the same time. And so I am saying that because I understand how you feel working and supporting your kids as best as you can at the same time is not easy for any of us. And so I just wanted to make a little video, give some tips, some ideas, and then please give me your feedback. If you have further questions that you're like, Mrs. Burns, can you make a video about this? Can you send resources for this? Can we brainstorm a better way to do this? I'm all for that. I thought a video would be a better method than maybe a live parent workshop just because of schedules, and I didn't want to add another thing to you guys' list. But if that's something you want, if you want to chat one-on-one, I'm always available for that. So let's go ahead and get into it because I don't want this to be long. I just have about 5 tips that I want to talk about for this first meeting of working with your kids on school while you're working from home. And so the first one is to have a visual schedule. I send a schedule that is virtual. I know one parent uses Dojo. So you can download Dojo for your student. There's a student Dojo app. And if you don't know how to do that, let me know and I can help you. They can have this on their tablet or on I don't know if you can do the app on the computer, but you can definitely get on it through the website on the computer. And so they can click in their portfolio and go to their schedule on their own, and they can see it that way. So you wouldn't have to create anything, and that works because most of the things we do are online. So they could just click every single link on their schedule and it would take them right there. But if maybe that's too many steps for you, or for some reason that's not an option for you, then I do encourage some type of visual schedule. So you guys can create a poster together and let them be a part of it. This is a tip later on, but throughout the whole video, I'm going to be stressing the importance of empowering our kids. So that means giving them independence, giving them a sense of ownership. So let them be a part of making the schedule because number one, it's going to help them to understand it more than you making it and showing it to them and saying, all right, here's your schedule, now do it. But letting them be a part of it, talking about it, maybe saying, okay, these are the things that are live with Mrs. Burns, so we can't really change those times. But reading right here, Mrs. Burns has it at, I don't know, 1. Do we want to do it? Do we think 3 is better because of this? What do you think? And letting them feel like they have a voice in some things. Don't give them a choice for something that you're not okay with. What I mean is, if you know there's only 2 times that you can help them, only offer those 2 times. Don't make it open-ended where they might say, oh, let's do it at this time, and you have a meeting at that time, or that's your personal time. So give them choices, but still with boundaries that work for you. Okay, so let them be a part of it. They can draw pictures, anything to help them remember this is my schedule. The second thing is to set reminders. So some parents, it's easy for them to have reminders in their phone. And maybe if you're not always home with your child, whoever is there, setting reminders for them that says, and in the notes, put the links if you can, or title it specific. So it says, Zoom meeting with Mrs. Burns at 9 a.m. and it reminds you 5 minutes ahead of time. These are simple things that most of us know. But maybe with all this stress, I thought it would just be helpful to verbalize them, start talking about them, and get the conversation going. So I would recommend reminders, and then maybe if you don't need the reminders, somehow reminding your students. There are online apps, like online timers that you can get a timer, so when they're on iReady, set the timer for 20 minutes or when they finish a lesson. And then, okay, when you hear this alarm, that means you're all done with this and we're moving on to this. So you can set reminders in different creative ways for the kids as well, or siblings, whoever's at home. This is a huge one. Practice, practice, practice. So as a teacher, we have to do this all the time. When I'm teaching the kids lining up to go to lunch, we have to just practice lining up. And we all sit back down and we line up and we practice walking to lunch. How do we walk through the line? Anything I want them to do well, I have to give them adequate time to practice. And it feels like wasted time. They might get tired of it, but it is going to help all of us in the long run. So Mrs. Burns, what do I need to practice with my kid right now at home? You don't need to practice lining up or anything like that. But there are routines that they're going to have to get used to now. For example, logging on to Zoom, logging on to cvesd.com, logging on to any of their programs, how to work on their exit ticket, or how to work on how to watch their YouTube videos and pause it. Anything that they can do on their own, I want you to try to teach them how to do it on their own, because it's going to relieve your stress. Don't feel like you have to always be the one to set them up and click and do this and do this. It's going to be a transition, but start teaching them. Show them what you're doing. Talk to them. Let them try it. Maybe spend time on the weekends when you don't have anything extra to do. And I'm saying that because you probably still do, but whenever you have extra time, and just like, okay, we're just going to practice logging in. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to get on Imagine Learning. We are just going to practice logging in. And you guys do it. And maybe you set your own reward. Like, you guys watch your favorite movie afterwards or something. But build in some time to practice. It will feel like an extra thing right now, but in the long run, they're gonna know how to do it on their own, and that's gonna relieve a lot of stress from you, so you can do your work. Especially if it's logging in to work with me, if you can teach them how to do it, then it should be smooth sailing. Where that time they're with Mrs. Burns and she's teaching them, and I can kind of get this done, or yada yada. So it's not gonna happen overnight, but it is something that they can do with teaching them, modeling, giving them support, and giving them time. And don't be afraid to let them fail. That's a big thing of mine. Failing is a part of life. And so in my classroom with my own kid, failing is a part of life. So it's not being super hard on them about it. It's not trying to avoid it. It's giving them opportunities where they might fail and showing them how to recover. Oh, that's okay. We messed up. Here's what we do when you do that. Oh, okay. And let them learn from it, so they won't be afraid to do it on their own, and they won't feel like they need you for everything and every step. We want them to take risks and to try. So I know you guys are doing this, you're great parents, but I wanted to give out just a few tips that might help lighten the load a little bit, or eventually, because we don't know how long this will last. Okay, next is what I've already been talking about, which is the independence. So all of the tips I gave you up to this point promote that empowerment where they're learning to take ownership. But I want to talk a little bit more about that. Do not feel that your child has to have a perfect week or they're going to be behind. I've been hearing that a lot from parents. I want them to do as much as they can. It is my job to offer you everything. I need to offer you and your child resources for every single subject, so it's out there. But there's no pressure or no huge consequences if you don't get it all done. I want to motivate them, and I want to bring out the best and challenge them. That's my job. That's what I love to do. But on your end, as a parent, don't feel discouraged if you don't get everything done. Again, allow them to fail. Set them up, set the boundaries. If something doesn't get done, if they're done for the day, they're shutting down emotionally, whatever, it is okay to say, this is all we're going to get done for today. This is all that got done this week. that's why I have them set goals. Say, reading's important to me this week. So you guys are super focused on reading. And maybe you do the bare minimum in math, or you forgot Imagine Learning one day, and that's another reason why I added a red star, so they know what things they do need to do for Fun Friday, but I didn't red star everything. And helping them prioritize, let's do these things first because they have to be done. And then let's do our best after that. So give them independence and room to kind of make a few choices. Maybe they don't feel like doing it, and then they don't get to go to Fun Friday, or they don't really have that many dojo points at the end of the week, and they're feeling a little bit sad or discouraged. That's a great time to say, yeah, I understand. So what can we do to fix that for next week? Oh, Mom, I really want to work harder next week. I want to do this. I want to do. You want that. You want the motivation to come from them. So you might have to let them sink first so that they can swim and so that they want to swim. So I just want to remind you guys of that. And the last thing is flexibility. Do not be afraid to switch things up. If it's with me, that's to help you. I'm trying to do reading groups, so you don't feel like you have to do that kind of stuff. One reading lesson a week live, reading aloud. So I'm trying to even out the load with me being a mom at home too. But if you can't make something, I record them so that you guys can watch it at your own time, okay? If I put it on a schedule at a certain time and that doesn't work for you, that's fine. If you guys already get outside and take a walk as a family, that can be your movement every day. You don't have to do exactly what I have. I'm just giving resources in case you need it and ideas. But talk to me. Let me know if you have concerns, if you have better ideas. But be very flexible with this, and I encourage you to connect with your child before you correct your child. So what I mean by that is just have a connection where they feel like you understand them, you understand how they're feeling, you really want to help them and partner with them during this time, because let's admit it, it's hard for Mrs. Burns, it's hard for moms and dads, it's hard for the kids. So we all want to work together. And use me, utilize me, tell them, Mrs. Burns, we talked about this, and we can set up a meeting with her, me and Mrs. Burns, and we're going to tell her a little bit of our frustrations and just see what she can do. I would love that. I love nothing more than to brainstorm and problem solve with you. So those are just my quick 5 tips. Most importantly, give me feedback. If you have other questions or concerns or ideas, let me know, because I would love to have the discussion, and I would love to be as supportive as I can, not just to the students, not just with the work and the schedule, but with you guys as parents, even your load, because if you're happy, if you feel taken care of, if you feel peace and restful, that's going to go on to the kids, and they're going to feel that, and they're going to be empowered, and that's what I want more than anything. So I hope this has been helpful. Love you guys so much. Thanks for partnering with me, being so supportive. I could not do any of this without you.